Hi friends, today we're gonna read this book, The Monster Who Ate Darkness. Look, there are scary monsters around here. See this? This? And if you turn it around, you'll see his eyes and his nose. Jojo couldn't sleep. He didn't like the darkness under the bed. He thought a monster might be hiding there. Look inside. Is that scary? Well, the time there was a tiny speck of a monster, so small he could hardly be seen. But he had an empty feeling inside him. That made him very hungry, very hungry. He nibbled at a woolly slipper under the bed. Ugh, horrible. He bit into a tiny tin toy car. Ouch, it hurts his gums. Then he saw something interesting. It was a box. You see this? He peeped and threw a pinhole into the box and saw it was full of darkness. He sucked the darkness out of the box. Delicious. The monster was a teeny bit bigger, and he was still hungry. He looked around for something else to eat. There was a lot more darkness under the bed. The monster ate all of it. He looked into the darkness corner until there wasn't any left. The monster got quite a lot bigger, but he was still hungry. So he ate all the darknesses in the closet and all the darknesses hiding behind the folds and the curtains. The monster got bigger and bigger, but he was still hungry. So he slipped it out of Jojo's house and went looking in all the other houses for more darkness to eat. Found darkness in cellars and attics and chimneys. He ate all it up. He licked them quite clean in his hat. And few and exciting ways to eat darkness. He liked darkness spread on burned toast. He liked darkness sandwiches. He especially liked darkness soup, which he made out of the darkness at the bottom of the wells. And darkness stew, which he made out of the darkness in dishes. Then he found rabbit holes. He ate all the darkness there. In foxholes. He really liked delicacy. And then he found darkness in caves. There was so much of it. But he scooped it, the caves, and scrapped them clean. But he was still hungry, so he ate all the darkness he could find in the darkest forests. And the darkest at the bottom of the volcano. and thought the monster got bigger and bigger. But he was still hungry. Look how big he is. That's so big. But he was afraid that he had eaten all the darkness there was. Then he saw night coming. I'm sorry to say that he ate all the darkness of the night, which no longer shone in the sky. He ate it all around the stars, which no longer twinkled. Now there was no more darkness. There was no dawn and no dusk. There was no shadows and no hardly any dreams. There was the light and stark steering light. The monster sat on a lonely planet, feeling very sad. There was no more darkness for him to eat. He looked at the earth. The earth looked very sad too. He even thought it was shining bright. You see, without the dark, the owls didn't wake up. At night they slept so long and soundly that they kept falling from the treetops. You see? Fireflies didn't bother to go out because they couldn't be seen. Cats' eyes no longer stole. So the cats lost a lot of the humor. Hedgehogs went stumbling about blindly. In their night light, they kept bumping into each other. Foxes crept into boulders. Bats hung right side up instead of upside down. Bears were equally upset and confused. Then the monster heard from far away a strange sound. It was a little boy named Jojo crying. He was crying because he couldn't get to sleep. Why couldn't get to sleep? Because it was too much light. Wah, 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 wah. Even thought the monster was very big and full of darkness. He was full of darkness. He could squeeze into the smallest spaces. He could slide through into cracks, windows, and seep through pinholes and boxes. He saw a little boy crying for his mother, who didn't hear him because she was huddled under the covers trying to find some dark. Then the monster did something amazing. He picked up the little boy in his great dark arms, which were very soft and a bit hairy. Not a bit hairy. And he rocked him as if he were in a cradle, and he hummed a darkness lullaby. So was the mother. He wasn't hungry anymore. He just didn't have that big empty feeling inside him. Instead, he snored and snoozed with the little boy safe in his arms. And he snoozed all the darkness oozed out of him. It went right back where it belonged. It oozed and it oozed until the monster was no longer than a tiny speck speak again. A small happy speak, fast asleep in the arms of a boy. That's the end. Bye guys. See you next time for more reading with me. Bye.